Well, it is because of God's mercies that we're not consumed. God's compassion fails not, for God's mercies are new every morning. Great is God's faithfulness to us. It's our anniversary week. Yay! Are you excited? Are you really excited? This is our 285th anniversary, and we're excited. We're excited. We're excited. We're excited. We're excited. We're excited. Unless you were under a rock on yesterday, or you were comatose, or out of it, you know we made the front page of the paper. And the title alone had me shouting. I was running around the courtyard. It said, "The church endures." A lot of things failed during COVID. Relationships failed, jobs failed, our hobbies, things that we used to do in the norm, failed. But the blessing is that the church, y'all ain't catch it. That's something to shout about. Or let me say it in the words of Jim Chris: we're still here. My God, we're still here. Had some bumps and bruises along the way, but we're still here. Had to shed some tears, but we're still here. Had to say goodbye to some members, but we're still here. We're still here, still standing, still together. And it is a blessing that the church indoors. I said, when that young man put that title for the article, "The Church Indoors," if you're a believer, it should excite you that a lot of things didn't endure during this entire COVID and during years of confusion and conflict. But God's hand is on First Reformed Church. God's favor, I feel like prophesying, is on First Reformed Church. God's love, God's anointing, there's a grace that's on our church. And I promise you, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, it hasn't entered into the hearts of men, the things that God has in store for us. Oh, yes, baby. We're going to ride this momentum and watch God do great things. Watch God send souls from the north, the south, the east, and the west. But watch God send folks into our church to have our church resemble more of the city, have resources come in. I believe it. I believe it. God can send somebody to pay for our steeples. You hear me? I believe it. God can send somebody to take care of the community meals. God can send somebody, all these outreach ideas Pastor D has. God can send somebody to send the funding through a grant, through any type, a pro bono, whatever it may be. I am convinced. I'm sorry, I'm excited. I am convinced that the hand of God is on our ministry. And I thank them, but again, thank Jim Chris and Bill Groff. That retired history teacher rose up in Bill Groff, and he was spitting that history out, and it was just a blessing to hear all of the history. And I'm humble and honored to even be a part of it, to be a part of it. So we are grateful. So in case you did not know, this Friday, make sure you are in the place. Here at 8 p.m., we're going to have a organ and piano duo concert. And Larry and Debbie have been working tirelessly these last couple of weeks to put together some great material. We can hear some great classical music, all kinds, whatever you want. It will be taking place on that Friday night. We will not be streaming the service, but we would like for you to be physically in the service if you can be on Friday night. And then, Saturday, if you order the dinner, you're welcome to pick that up. And then Sunday, we close it out. And I'm excited that Reverend Dr. Vanessa Lovelace, the Vice President of Academic Affairs and the Dean of Lancaster Theological Seminary, will be our guest preacher. So we've gone from the log church to the present church, and God is still blessing us. I'm excited. I hope you're excited about your anniversary. I hope you're excited. If you need a ride to church, give us a call. Whatever it may be, we want to see you in the place on Sunday. I said, we want to see you in the place on Sunday. If you can, if you will. Just that it'll be a great presentation. We have guests coming from Penn Central and from the association. And so we want to be in good numbers and have a great representation. And we're going to have visitors. So we don't want the visitors to outdo us. So please, ma'am, please, sir, come to church on Sunday. Come to church on Sunday. Come to church on Sunday. If you've been in meetings with me, one of my little, I don't want to say rituals, but one of my traditions that I've started, I love Jesus Calling. Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. I love Jesus Calling. And so I'm going to read for you today what the devotion is I read this morning. I want y'all to hear this. And the way the book writes, it's as if Jesus is speaking directly to you, okay? All right, so here we go. Stay on the high road, First Reform, with me. Many voices clamor for your attention, trying to divert you to another path, but I have called you to walk ever so closely with me, soaking in my presence, living in my peace. This is my unique design for you, planned before the world began. I have called each of my children to a different path, distinctly designed for that one. Do not let anyone convince you that the path is the only right way. And be careful not to extol your path as the superior other way. What I require of you is to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly where I lead. Notice what it said. Many voices, whether they call you on the phone, whether they send you a text message, whether you get an email, many voices will try to divert you to another path. But Jesus said, I've called you to walk ever so closely with me, soaking in my presence and living in my peace. This is my unique design for you, planned before the world began. Notice what Jesus is requiring of us: to act justly, to not be quick to jump to conclusions. If it was in a court of law, it's innocent until proven guilty, that there must be enough evidence to support it. Act justly. But the second one I love, to love mercy. The same way God has loved us and God has extended mercy to us, we too should do the same thing. I have folks that are back in the church physically. Then I have folks that are not ready or not comfortable yet to be back in the church physically. And it's okay. You love both mercy. One isn't greater than the other. The group that comes to church isn't greater than the ones that watch online. We're all in this together. Love mercy. Love mercy. When you love it, you'll extend it. You'll live it. It'll be a part of you. God wants us to not only be a recipient of the mercy, but also wants us to be givers of this mercy. But the other thing that he says is to walk humbly with me. And if we've done everything, we walk humbly. And it was so funny. I was going around yesterday and different places in the evening after the rain had left and stuff. And people was like, we didn't know you were the pastor at that church. You're just so humble. I never would have thought that's the church. That walk humbly before God. I believe our best days are ahead of us. I believe that the best is yet to come, not just in our church, but in your relationships, in your marriage, in your personal life. Catch what I'm saying. I'm not just reading this to say this is for the church. This is for your life. This is for your healing. This is for your deliverance. This is for your peace. This is for your joy. Stay on the high road with Jesus. Stay on the high road. The author and finisher of our faith. Stay on the high road because God has great things in store for us. Friday night's the concert, 8 o'clock. Pray that you ordered your dinners. Sunday, we'll close it out. And come with a praise just in your heart, just thanking God that log church, which now went to the stone and the brick church, is still here. And if God can sustain First Reformed Church, I believe God can sustain you. Whatever it is that you're facing, whatever it is that you're going through. I told the church 2 weeks ago, I said, this week we'll see miracles. People came to church Sunday. She said, I came just to tell you the miracle. What she was believing God for happened. God is in the miracle working business. I'm excited about it. So I can't wait to see what God's going to do. Can't wait to see. Can I pray for you real quick? God, I thank you that those that watch this video will remember your words to take the high road with you. Thank you for walking with us and talking with us and reminding us that you are our parent. We bless you, God. We bless you. Pray, God, that you be with Larry and Debbie and all those that will be as ushers or greeters on Friday night. Pray, God, that you'd be with them as they cook. Phyllis's crew do all the cooking of the German meals. And God, I pray that you would be with Vanessa, you'll be with Chris and Carrie and Dana and I as we lead service on Sunday. Thank you, praise you, and give you great honor, God, that we're still here. We're still here. And that's not just the testimony of the church, but that's our personal testimonies. We're still here after going through COVID, after going through the divorce, after you had the miscarriage, after you went through the burying your loved one, after you had to say farewell to your spouse, your partner, your wife, your husband, after you had to say goodbye to that child, whatever it may be. God, we thank you that we're still here. There's nothing that we did, there's nothing that we said that will cause us, God, to be still here, but we thank you that we're still here and that the best is yet to come. Our best days are ahead of us. I love you. I'm praying for you. And I pray you picked up a copy. I pray you picked up a copy of the paper, and read the wonderful article and wonderful coverage given to our church. I love you. I'm praying for you. And if you will, you're welcome to join me tomorrow morning for Thankful Thursday. We have a guest preacher this Sunday, but if I was preaching, say, I can show you. All my stuff is done. I got shucks. I'm ready. But if I was preaching, I would be preaching Surviving the Storms. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit tomorrow on my Thankful Thursday. Surviving the storms. That's why you're still here, because you were able to survive the storm, whether it was a storm in your marriage or it was a storm in your finances, whether it was a storm in your health, you survived the storm. Somebody say, well, who is a survivor? A survivor is someone that has outlived and outlasted by the grace of God. A survivor is someone that has outlived and outlasted, that the odds were against them, that they should have threw in the towel, that they should have called it quits, but let me stop. Come see me tomorrow. Come see me tomorrow for Thankful Thursday. In the meantime, if not, I'll see you Friday night at the concert, or I'll see you Sunday morning in worship. I love you. I'm praying for you. And happy anniversary to the greatest church on the planet. I'm humbled to be your pastor, and know that the best is yet to come.